What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Donna Summer, and we're returning to the Endless Summer compilation. Thank you as always to Scott for providing this and the live Donna Summer CD that we'll go through afterward, as well as to all the folks who've been commenting as we've gone through this compilation. The next tune of the playlist is No More Tears, and then parenthetically, Enough is Enough. So it sounds more like a request or a plea, maybe to the other person in a relationship, to cease the waterworks, so to speak. And enough is enough. The parenthetical subtitle really suggests that there's been a lot of tears up until this point, but it remains unclear to me on the surface whether this is because things are going to be better, or because things are going to be cut off, or because the person in question is finding a resolve to cease their own emotional response and maybe, again, take that attitude to the other person with the phrase, enough is enough. So obviously it could be something that's not related to any of what I just said, or at least between some of the ideas I just thought of. So I'll try to catch what I can on a first listen. This is Donna Summer. The tune is No More Tears, and then parenthetically, Enough is Enough.
After all these years, no sunshine, no moonlight, no stardust, no sign of romance. We don't stand a chance. I always dreamed I'd find the perfect lover, but he turned out
love it. It's funny, I was thinking about the parenthetical subtitle, which, as it turns out, is the core of the meaning of the tune, or at least as I took it on this first listen. But tautologies are funny, right? Like, they're self-explanatory, or rather, what's the right phrase I'm looking for? They are completely obvious in their articulation. Enough is enough. It ain't over till it's over. But they find a way to convey meaning where, like, again, it ain't over till it's over. Like, sure, it's not over till it's over, but that means you keep going and keep trying until it's literally completed and nothing more can be done. Enough is enough. Like, there's a certain quantity or a certain volume of some experience or some attitude or some behavior that you can tolerate or withstand, and that is finite. So again, it's self-explanatory, and yet the connotations of it is that if it goes past that, well, then there's a threshold which requires a response, or which will necessitate a change of attitude or situational approach. So I do enjoy the, number one, dynamic nature of the tune sonically. Like at the very beginning, it's like, oh, it like reminds me of like a 40s tune, something that would be in a movie, back in the 40s. And then as it went along, it's like, actually, it's more like a musical. It feels like a track that would be like in an emotional, like, aria, like soliloquy in a theater production. And then suddenly, and I was waiting for it, like right about when it transitioned, I was thinking, there's been a couple of her tunes which start a bit slower and atmospheric, and then they really turn up the energy and the disco percussion, and like right as I was thinking it clicked into that gear. So I like the way the tune is very dynamic, and not just in terms of the chronology and the stylings, but the instrumentation too. Again, by the time it really gets going, you've got that rock and disco beat, but also a funky bass, and I think like a guitar on top of it. Certainly there's some string moments along the way. There's like a true piano line, as well as some more like electronic keyboard melodies, and then there's some brass, which again, I don't know if that's real brass or like, synth brass, but definitely there's a nice balance in the different sonic elements. And then I think we have layered polyphonic Donna vocals, like one that's sort of doing the main line and soaring, and then another one that's chiming in over or under the main line. So I enjoyed the way the tune was put together. And yeah, it seems to be saying that, she thought she had found the perfect lover, the person who, would be there for her and, give her what she needed, but also, bring a lot to the relationship and appreciate the love that she's providing and so on. But it turns out he's just like every other man, which, I don't speak for men as an organization, but we are flawed beings like other humans, and thus it's not surprising that the guy didn't turn out to be perfect. Now, again, we're kind of getting one side of the story, but given where she is emotionally and in terms of her attitude, it sounds like it was more than just, oh, he occasionally makes a mistake, or he occasionally is a bit careless or thoughtless or whatever. It sounds like he's been doing things that are either mistreating her, maybe fooling around on her. Either way, eventually she got to a point where she's not going to cry about it anymore. No more tears, enough is enough. And she seems to kind of be making a declaration to other women who might be in this situation, saying, put his coat on, push him out the door, just get him out of here. Like, enough is enough. You don't have to live like this. You don't have to tolerate this. So, yeah, that seemed to be the essence of the song. Do let me know if I'm missing something or misinterpreting one of the lines. But, yes, No More Tears is about her, it seems, and Enough is Enough is about what she is no longer going to take from this guy who is not only far from perfect, but seemingly intolerable. Someone who, she just can't stay with anymore because he's not going to change, or he's going to keep doing the things that he's doing that are making her so upset in the first place. So, in a way, it's like an empowering song, even if it's coming from a place of hurt and just, almost incredulity. Like, I can't believe I lived with this as long as I did, but I'm drawing the line here. This is, you've crossed the threshold. There's no coming back from this. Get out, essentially. So, yeah, it's an empowering tune. It's a very energetic tune in the second half, or I don't know, maybe it was like a third of the way in when it switched. But yes, I love her, not only like her vocals in a disco track. And again, I'm not overly familiar with disco, though I have been going through some other deep dives where a lot of the songs, or at least a significant percentage of the songs, are in the general like disco category. But I do feel like Donna's tunes in the disco realm have been the most like well produced and most engaging sonically. And a couple of them, I mentioned this, a couple of them it's like, oh, like you can hear how like dance music of the later 80s, even leading into the early 90s, you can hear some elements here where it's like, oh, like it's not a far leap to go ahead to hear like house and even some like minimal techno and so on. So it's interesting to me to listen to a genre that is distinct from those I just mentioned, but in some ways is almost like a forefather of later dance music styles. So definitely enjoying this journey. And again, I get it. People have commented that some of these songs in their original like 12-inch release and so on, they're like multiple minutes longer. I guess you're going to get that with the greatest hits compilation. They're going to try to pack as many tunes onto a compilation like this as possible, and thus use the like single or like radio edit in some cases. But either way, I think it's a great primer or initiation into the world of the Queen of Disco. So I'm enjoying it. Thank you again to Scott. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.